Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. Ever since the Naira redesign has been trending, honestly, a lot of Nigerians have been going through a lot. Many Nigerians have been seen stripping naked in the banking hall. An elderly man have been seen climbing over the counter just to get his money. Some persons even went as far as bringing their stove, their gas, their camp gas, their sleeping mattresses. Say they go nowhere with their pots that they're going to sleep in the banking hall until they get their every kobo out of their bank account. And of course, the likes of Bola Tinubu, aka Jagaban, have told Nigerians that the whole Naira redesign is targeted at him to frustrate his campaign. And Atiku believes the exact opposite. In fact, he's encouraging Emefiele not to extend the day of grace. Instead, that it's a case of the Naira crunch, even though it's affecting Nigerians, but it's a case of trying to stop rigging by funding, by bribing the electorate. Either which way, Peter Obi have decided also to react, and his own reaction is coming from a different perspective, I must say. And I guess Nigerians have been waiting to hear his standpoint on this matter. Well, before going to the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. Well, according to Peter Obi, he said the current Nigeria currency. He said the current currency redesign is not peculiar to Nigeria. It is an exercise that comes with some inconvenience and pain, but it has significant long-term economic and social benefits, even though there are improvements that can be made. Okay, I urge Nigerians to bear with the CBN and federal government with the hope that the general populace and Nigeria will harvest the gains that will come with the reforms. We equally employ the CBN and the banks to expedite efforts to make the new currency available to small depositors and the unbanked in order to reduce the pains of my fellow Nigerians, especially the underprivileged and those living far away from banks in the rural areas. This is quite interesting. But a lot of Nigerians have been reacting to this. Yes, he indeed said something very unique. And one of the things he said was the fact that they should expedite action and also reach out to those who are in the rural area. Nigerians have been reacting to it. But let me just quickly say mine before we see the reactions of many Nigerians. The platforms, the USSD platforms in most banks are not working. Most ATMs don't pay beyond 10, 20,000. In some banks, they are so permit use was so inhuman. They say that they should have empathy. These guys are not, there's nothing empathic about them. They're almost wicked. They will, in your own money, if you like have 1 billion, they will tell you the least you can draw or the most you can draw. It's as bad as 2,000, 1,000. If you like write 50,000, like when I write 1 million, it's 1,000. They'll tell you they don't have new Naira. But the question is, then where is the new Naira going? Just some recent past, some kidnappers are known to they were showing pictures of stacks of new Naira notes that is already in their hand, in their camp, and the common Nigerians don't even have access to it. But of course, Nigerians have decided to react to what Peter Obi is saying. It's coming from a different perspective, but the suffering is much. Your platforms, your digital platforms are not working. You can't even do transfers effectively. You can only do it within the bank. You can't draw over the counter. The ATMs are not paying. Most ATMs are empty. So what's the essence? If you're looking at cashless banking, don't you think you should be ready for the cashless banking? If you're looking at e-banking, all e-networks, all your electronic networks should be open and running. You can't be saying let's go cashless and you don't even have your banks, your banking networks, electronic network up and running. It's terrible. It's like a deliberate punishment by by the electorate, or rather, sorry, by Emefiele CBN to the common Nigerians. It's just a matter of time. Nigerians may react, and the reactions may likely be worse than #EndSARS. If it was targeted at the elite, they're getting it all wrong, because it means that the elites have this money. I can still remember the video that Bola Tinubu was busy giving one of the handicapped. I thought it was a dollar. That was the first time I even saw the new Naira note that looks like a dollar. It was later, after it became public, that if then that was not even officially released, Bola Tinubu had a copy of the new Naira note. That it shows you that these things, there's people who are still above the law. Unfortunately, let's feel the pulse of Nigerians. Many Nigerians are talking here. This one here says, Oga PO, this thing is more than we can chew. Another person here says, well, I guess it's normal for us to feel that way. Another person here says that this, we are not complaining. Well, some persons are not, while others are already in the banking hall crying. Another person here said they should get it done with, sir, because we can't handle the pressure anymore. It's affecting some people's sanity. Yesterday, I saw a pregnant woman stranded without no means to get money. She almost fainted, and I had to give her some money to get home first. Another person says, I start with PNB and CBN on Naira Redesign. Another person says, I am with you, sir, and I start with CBN. Another person said, the reform is becoming much more discomforting. Another person here says, okay, my president. They're already calling him president. Another person here says, there are boundaries and limits to bearing things. If there is or no other options to bear, then let a lot of nauseating scenario will be the unavoidable aftermath. I can say I can relate to that. Nigerians are really getting it up to their neck level, and it's not it's unbecoming. And that person says, "Sir, when are you coming to Onisha now? We are waiting. Oh, please." This one is talking about politics. And that person here says, "It's true. Changes often come with pain and sacrifice. So truly hope to harvest the benefit. We hope so too." He hopes so, if it's not, of course, if it's not truncated. And the person here says, this country now, wow, cashless country. Very soon they will tell us they won't collect money from Cameroon, Ghana, and Benin Republic. Then you guys will see Nigeria going back to 80s days of our forefathers. Please, sir, help us. We are looking up to you again. Another person here says, you are the next president of Nigeria by the special grace of God. Amen. Another person here, God has spoken. Another person here, if you know our incoming president is active, let's see a retreat. Please. Okay, but some persons, my prayer really is that we shouldn't start using other people's currency in Nigeria. We're already seeing it already in Sokoto, where CFAs are now used for means of trade of exchange, and it is disheartening. If you start using CFAs in Nigeria, it means Naira is going to devalue more and more. You can imagine what is trending right now is POS agents. They are now the big boys. These ones are the stars of the moment. And unfortunately, for every 10,000 you're drawing, you're gonna get. They're taking 1,000, 10%. If you like it, if you don't like it, go and drink water in your house. No food. Okay, it's that bad. But I feel this can be avoided. How can you have money and the whole system looks so corrupt, so not well managed. It's as if it's on autopilot. Everybody's a king in his domain. Everybody's a king in his sector. Nobody, no correcting measure, no standard operating measure. Everybody just roll out things. We're still shouting that there's no fuel, insecurity everywhere, and now we're buying money with money. It's disheartening. But that's what we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation. What's your take?